PuAirKorea reached out and said, hey, we have a Garmin 530 that would love for you to take a look at and do a review on. And so I said, sure, why not? I haven't flown GA in a million years. And if I remember correctly, the Garmin 530 and all the Garmins before the G1000 was just my worst Garmin to use. I don't like the Garmin at all because of all the pushing and turning and clicking that you had to do in the sim. And so we're gonna go look at it right now. First thing I notice, it comes with a HDMI cable. And for a lot of the PuAirKorea things, you're gonna need an HDMI port for that to work. So you have an HDMI cable there. You also have a USB cable as well, 3.0. And you have stand. It's a magnetic stand, which is very strong magnet, by the way. Here is the main unit. Let's go ahead and take a look at it and see it. This will make me want to fly GA again. Comes with a quick installation guide from PuAirKorea, basically about the PU Connect software. It works with Microsoft Flight Simulator and the X-Plane, which is good. Here is the unit. And I have to say, this actually looks impressive. Don't know how it feels, don't know how it clicks, but this is nice looking. This is my first GA autopilot panel. Basically is what the Garmin 530 is all about. That is the Garmin 530. Not too heavy at all, actually fairly somewhat light. Looks like it's made out of plastic. Yep, it's all plastic on that. It's got the HDMI port and the USB port. So one is for the video to bring over the screen, and one is going to be for the power, and it also has a power switch here. Pretty good. Very, very nice. And supposing that you stick it on the back here, let's see how strong the magnet is for that. Yep, that goes on the back, and that goes on your desk as a stand, and you can manage that or spin it around different locations. That's good. Very, very nice. Here is what always gets me in the sim, these knobs right here. That is the push knob and the cursor knob. It does push, which is pretty cool. It does turn, and also the inner knob for all the GPS manipulation. Starting from the top left, you're going to have the COMM radio, if I remember correctly. Tune in the frequency and the comms. You have the push CV button, CDI, course, heading, flight plan, VNAV, prog page, and if I remember correctly, the direct to button, which is pretty good. Here's a range ring, buttons on it, and the menu button and the clear. Now this is going to work in Microsoft Flight Simulator along with the GNS 530 from Working Title. Working Title did an upgraded version, and I think it's now available in Microsoft 2024 as standard. In 2020 it was an upgrade that you had to get via the Microsoft Store. Screen, I'm going to measure the size of this thing here to see. Not sure if this matches what's in the real world, but in Freedom units, US units, it's going to be about 6¼ by 4.5 inches, and the diagonal on the screen is about 4 or 5 inch LCD screen. Feels like an LCD, and that is unit. It's a very, very, very well put together unit. It's light though. There's no metal in the casing here at all. It is a plastic casing on this, but it's very neatly and nicely put together. But we're gonna have to get into the sim and see the power of what this is like to use in the sim. We're probably going to be jumping in the Cessna 172 and see what it is, but let's go take a look at it in the sim. Alright, so we're sitting at our desktop now. We have the GNS 530 hooked up from PuAirKorea. Once you have it hooked up, it's basically a third monitor. I have two monitors, one to my left here, one to my center, which is for the sim, and then the GNS 530 is going to be another monitor. If I go to my display settings, you'll notice that it shows up as 3 monitors. Center monitor is my main one, 4K, and then the left one is to monitor chat. Right one is going to be this tiny monitor here. That's exactly what it is. We're going to go ahead and fire up the sim, and get it started, and we're going to show you how simple and easy it is to get the GNS 530 working on the small unit that we have here on the desk. It's on a magnetic mount, which that you can swivel and toggle around. The software we're going to use to hook this up is called the PU Connect from Microsoft. That's the software we're going to be using, and it will automatically select whichever PuAirKorea hardware you're running, and right away in green you see the GNS 530 right there, and all it's going to be is a matter of getting the sim up and running. Pop out the GNS 530 screen, and once you pop it out, just click execute. It will automatically fill in everything on that screen that you need, and then we're going to go ahead and use it. So let's go ahead and load up the sim. Alright, so we got the Cessna 172 loaded up, and it has the GNS 430 and 530 in it, and this is what we're going to be concentrating on. The bigger unit is the 530, and here is our panel. So the simple way to do this is just to pop up the PuAirKorea software on here, and to pop out this window, all you have to do is hold down the left Alt button, and you'll get a plus sign over here, and just click it, and immediately there's a pop-out window that shows up. And with that pop-out window, if you click the software and just hit execute, there it is right there. You have now the GNS 530 mimicking what's in the airplane itself, and trust me, all the knobs work. Let's go ahead and try the range ring knob. There it is. You can see that we're in Boca Raton, Florida on that. Pop back out, and you also have the cursor button that works good, that gives you different range and standby and different things. Now the GNS 530 was one of those autopilot panels that was hard for me to use in the sim, very hard, but now having this, it makes it a little bit easier. Here we are in Boca Raton, just by flipping the knobs here. You also will have your procedure that you could do. You could select your approach, your VNAV if you have that, your overall flight plan. We don't have a flight plan yet. Messages if there's any messages on the screen, and OBS not available, of course, and then of course your CBI, which we don't use. You also have your COMM radio over here. You can tune in your comms right here. Let's go to 22.8, even though we're not on VATSIM. And if we go to 22.8 and just hit the COMM button right here, that will swap it over for you. There it is, 22.8. I can't tell you how nice it is to have a working unit in order to use the GNS 550 in the sim. It is absolutely awesome to have and to manipulate and go through and selected approaches and direct twos and range rings and things like that. But having the physical unit in front of you, there's nothing you can do to beat that. You cannot beat that. I've been wanting one of these for the longest while, so you can easily put in flight plans and things like that now when you select and just go through, because the turning and the clicking has always been my issue when it comes to using this in the simulator, and it is just sweet to have it. Now every one of these buttons actually work in the sim. Yeah, this is a fully functional GNS 530 from PuAirKorea. Everything that you could do in the airplane, you can do directly here. All you need is a USB port, a free HDMI port, and the PuAirKorea software, which is very user-friendly and easy to use. The tactile feedback of the buttons are very nice. It feels very good when you manipulate these buttons. Tactile feedback is good. One thing about the screen, this is not a 4K resolution or 8K, or even a 1080p. It's more like a 720p or lower, something like that resolution. You can see the pixels on it, slightly pixelated there, but it's enough and legible for you to look at when you're sitting 2, 3, 4 feet away from the screen itself. So you can definitely look at this and have it done. Let's talk about the user experience while flying. Flying and not having to grab the mouse every 5 seconds to manipulate your heading or your direct twos or your flight plan, or you're selecting a waypoint or changing your flight plan or selecting approach. It's really nice to have it at your fingertips, the physical buttons to press, turn, click, change your radio frequencies, dial up a different frequency, put it on standby, put the arrival in, put the departure in, activate your procedures. All those things are very nice to do when you have a physical unit versus trying to use the mouse in the 3D cockpit while you're flying. The user experience of this just raises the level for me as far as flying in GA. This will actually make me want to fly GA a little bit more than what I do right now, just because of the manipulation of the autopilot. The price. Currently, between now and the end of November, the price is $225, and after that it's going to be $250. Now, I don't know if this price is too high or too low, because this is the first of its kind I've ever had the chance to use. I am not a full-time GA person like many others are. You guys can put a price on what the current units cost now that are similar to this that are on the market, but I do know that PuAirKorea made a great product right here with this Garmin 530, GNS 530, and the link is in the description below. Shout out to PuAirKorea for sending me this review unit, and thank you guys for watching another one of the XP videos. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later on another one. Thank you. Bye.